Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Two Tired Parents podcast. I'm Miles Weber.
I'm Heather Weber.
And we are tired.
Always.
Always. You more so, you're growing the human still.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did get awoken last night, though, having to carry a toddler to the bathroom. He had to pass the bathroom to come to us, and I had to intercept him before he woke you up.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Your sleep is prioritized over mine. You're growing, you may have grown a spleen today. I don't know what week those come in.
I think all of her organs are there now. Like, it's just
Probably.
putting on weight and the growing aspect.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
I think, like, fingernails are there, and so all those fun things.
I always think of, like, Juno. Fingernails! Like, that's always what I think of every time. So, okay, perfect. Right on. Well, we are very excited. I mean, all the time that we get to do these podcasts because they've been a lot of fun. But today we are very excited. We have a very special guest. She is not just an actress. She is a voice actress as well. So, I mean, like here, vocally, you can hear her act. She's extremely talented. She is the queen of cameo. If you're not getting her to do a cameo for your children, do you even love them? I would guess that you do not. And she also does the best impression of Mel from the Queer Ultimatum that I have ever seen in the last week of that show existing. Everybody, please welcome our special guest today. Very excited to welcome Kaitlin Becker.
Yay.
Hello.
Hi, thank you. That was the best intro ever. Mel? Come on, Mel.
I'm
Mel,
saying the hair to the side.
Oh, it's so good. Especially, I'm sure, have you watched the reunion and everything at this point? Okay,
Yes.
Especially after seeing your clips and then watching the reunion. I think we watched it yesterday or the day
Oh, yeah.
before.
I watched half of it because my blood pressure could only take so much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I told him, I was like, do you want me just to give you, like, the cliff notes of everything so you don't have to, like, get all worked up? And he's like, that'd be great. I'm like, I got you.
I made the mistake of starting my day with an episode of that one day, and the rage I was in. Just like, we're just gaslighting people. And she's like, you're doing the dishes. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, your impression is so spot on, especially watching the reunion. I enjoyed it so much more because I was thinking of your impressions while watching her. So.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It was
great.
I
mean, there's a lot of characters in that show, but Mel was the standout. I'm like, I have to do it. I have to with that part.
So good. And just the side eye and the smile with it, just perfection.
Yeah. You only needed to just like outright lie through your teeth. That was the only thing that was the only thing missing.
I was like, I'm just going to be my nice, kind Kaitlin self and do a nice, gentle impression of this woman.
There you go. It works. It worked in your favor.
I kept it
love
safe.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was so good. So good. Well, yes. So we're having you on our parenting podcast because you are, in fact, a parent.
I am. Yeah.
Yes. How old is your son?
He's 7.
Oof. Okay. 7.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying 7? Is
7
that
is awesome.
is that a good age? Like,
Yes.
what's been your favorite age so far?
7.
Okay, that's
7
the right
is
answer.
Best. I used to say like 2 was my fave because they're just like cute and funny, and I feel like it got really hard and crazy at 3. How old is your toddler?
3.5.
Yeah, that's 3. I was like, I'm good. If anyone else wants to parent, that's cool. I'll come back at 4. 3 to 4 is so hard. So sorry, y'all.
I feel like 2 gets the smoke that 3 deserves.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
So it gets like better and better, but 7 is so good because he can do pretty much everything by himself and wants to. And he is really funny. He has a really big personality. He's like my little buddy. Like, we enjoy a lot of the same things. We just went on a family vacation, and Everett is the oldest of 6 grandkids, and they're 5, 3, 2, 9 months. I don't think I got everyone, but either way, It was, it was the first vacation I went on with Everett where I felt like I was vacationing. Because nice. I wasn't jumping out of the pool to be like, oh, do you need to go potty? Do you want a snack? Like, he just was like, hey, I'm going to go in and dry off and get a break. And I'm like, all right, man, see you later. And I was like, what is this? This is amazing.
That
watching my
lovely.
Siblings just chase after their toddlers. And you know how it is. And I'm like, wow, this is really nice.
That sounds like a dream.
Yeah.
It really, really does.
It's going to happen. And it's just cool to see them at that age, figuring out what they like, their little friends. He wants to be a teenager really bad. So the 7-year-old swagger's hilarious. Mm-hmm. You know? Like, he's like, bro, are you serious? Do you even Minecraft? And I'm like, who are you? What is going on? And then he's like, mommy, and then crawling up on my lap. And it's just that sweet spot of they're still a tiny baby, but trying really hard to be like cool, double-digit vibes. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Our son all the time, he's like, I'm growing up like an adult, and so he's already calling us dude. And I'm like, I feel like that was early, but I guess I'm dude now.
Yeah, dude, you can't do that, dude. And I'm like, what are you saying right now?
So
I'm like, I feel like by 5 I'm gonna be bro. So yeah.
Oh, I've been bro already a couple of times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. He's like, what are you doing, bro? And I'm like, I'm not your bro, homie. Like, and he's like, what's homie? I'm like, oh, let's not start that.
I mean, I think I'd rather him call people homie than bro, though. So, yeah, go ahead and start that.
I mean, that's the gender neutrality of homie is why I started using it heavily a few years ago.
Yeah,
I'm just like, pronouns, everybody's the homie. I got this on lock. We're doing this. Mm-hmm. So no, we'll transition to homie. That's gonna be the next goal, is getting him off of dude. So, but yeah, no, we're gonna definitely look forward to that. I mean, we're doing good now. He's a pretty fantastic kid, all things considered.
Yeah.
So, but I do hear what you're saying though. That 7's cool, because we were just at a barbecue with friends and their kids recently, and they were all older. He was like one of the youngest there, and I want to say there was a few like 6, 7, 8-year-olds there, and it was cool. Just like, oh, this feels like actual interacting, playing, like the self-sufficiency like you're talking about, of just like, yeah, I'm gonna go take care of myself and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go grab the food.
Yeah, and I'm like, bring me some
that is
chips.
So great.
Yeah, wiping yourself, come on. He's in the shower, he's like, I can clean myself. I'm like, you can? Oh my, wow, okay. I'll just be on the other side of the door and let me know. I could dry you off. And he's like, I'm good. I'm like, oh my God.
I don't know why it's like a week ago you had this revelation. You're just sitting there with a towel like, do we need to? He's just like, I'm 7. Like, nah, bro, I'm good.
Nah, bro, I'm good. I'm like, okay, whatever. But
so a question I like asking parents who we have on this podcast is just because, I mean, especially because we're fairly close in age, so I think that we kind of grew up in a time when like parents would throw like a VHS or something in the TV, and there was a constant like movie that was getting worn out, or TV show that was the go-to and everything. And I think in the day and age of streaming now, that for sure is a thing. Is there like a movie or TV show that's a kid's movie or TV show that is being worn out in your household, or was there a season for like around 3 or 4 where something was the staple in the house? Did you like whatever it was, or did it drive you insane?
I have yet to have anything drive me insane. Also, I'm a really big fan of kids media, and so I definitely watch things, I think, with different eyeballs, and in an annoying way. Like, I'm like, wow, I wonder why they chose to film it that way. That's a lot of takes, because they had to do so many different, I'm like annoying that way, but so I like to study everything. So I haven't been annoyed yet. But 3 and 4, Everett was really into Coco. I love that movie. You know that Disney movie? And he watched that over and over and over. Now, 7-year-old Everett has been watching Onward on Disney Plus. And to be honest, I haven't watched the whole thing beginning to end. Because it's the movie where I'm like, enjoy, and then I run into my voiceover booth and whatever. But that's been his pick, like, every single day. He's like, can I watch Onward? I'm like, sure. I can't tell you anything about it. Sorry, Disney. I don't know.
I don't think we've watched, that's the vampire-y one, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, they're like blue skin.
Yeah.
I really don't know what they are. But
Okay, it's probably not vampire. The only reason I know is because in like Robin's Disney Match Game, that character is in there.
Yes.
He's always like, "What's their name?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
I don't know, buddy.
know. Yeah, I don't know. But we're a big TV movie household. I have no shame. There's a lot of screen time going on, but also a lot of co-viewing. I watch a lot of things with him. Onward's not a good example because I don't watch that. But he goes through phases. I would say like every couple of months he switches to something else.
Okay, fair. That's fair. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't that big on Coco because I think he thinks the skeletons are creepy.
Mm-hmm.
He's at the point where, he thinks skeletons are kind of scary.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, fair enough. But I mean, like Encanto. So I mean, like if there's
that's
another
so
movie
good.
where he's just a little white kid singing Spanish songs
Yeah,
all
that
around.
movie's so good. I love that.
Oh yeah, Encanto's
But it is funny
fantastic.
because today I had to take him with me to the chiropractor, and they had a big skeleton there. And so he pointed and he was like, "Is it real?" And I was like in the fact that like, is it going to come to life?
Right.
No.
And start
But is
strumming a
it like
guitar?
really a skeleton there? Then yes. So
Yeah, it doesn't play the guitar.
Yeah.
No,
Aw.
that's not happening for sure. But yeah, no, he's very skittish about skeletons
Mm-hmm.
and skulls and stuff like that.
Makes
He doesn't like
sense.
things with glowing eyes. He doesn't like things with glowing eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Anything
Neither
that's
do
got
I.
glowing. Yeah, which is fair. That,
Yeah.
that's usually a sign that a AI has taken over a person or something. So his
Yeah.
instincts are good.
I think that's right.
Yeah, absolutely. When you were a kid, was there a movie or TV show you were wearing out?
Yes. The first one that comes to mind is Grease. Grease is the word. It's the word.
Same.
Really?
not by your choice.
Not
though.
by my choice though, because I had
Whose
two
choice?
much older sisters than me. And so, Grease was on a loop for sure. As an adult now, though, I'm just like, why was this okay? Like, I mean, I was 5, like, she's a real pussy wagon. And I'm
Yes!
just like, I don't
Right?
think that's okay.
I know. It's terrible. I didn't realize I did the stage version of Grease, and it wasn't until I did that and I'm reading the script like, wait, y'all. I started watching this in like first grade. Obviously,
Right?
everything went over my head. But I have major crush on Olivia Newton-John. Major. And that was a big part of
fair.
watching it every day. I was like, that's crazy that my wife can sing and dance. Like, this is great.
I mean, I was rocking a crush on both of them. Like young John Travolta, I was just like, "What's happening right
Yeah.
now with the slick back hair?" Okay,
Yeah, and the
then, but yeah, also
swagger.
Olivia Newton-John.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
just, yeah, I love it. I could still watch that. I would watch it anytime, if you're wondering.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, but that was definitely on loop as well
Yep.
in my house, and everybody was totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Another one though that was weird that my parents were oddly okay with me watching because I think they just didn't ever watch it was a movie called Cool World. I don't know if you
What is
remember.
that?
I think Brad Pitt was in it, but it's not for children. Like, I mean, there's cartoons in it. So it was, I want to say, around the same time as kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because that was on loop a lot in my house for sure. But that was fine to a degree. I mean, Jessica Rabbit still is weird that we were
Bombshell.
allowed to see that. Yeah, total bombshell. Weird moment for me in my life in that age.
I feel
But
like that was
Cool
the
World was
norm.
like not okay for kids to be watching. It was just that there was cartoons.
Yeah, so it was like, it's for kids. There's
Yeah, then I'm like, oh
animation.
yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
there are no worries at all.
Yeah.
Who were you in the production of Grease? Who'd you play?
I was Patty Simcox.
Okay.
Do you remember her? She's really annoying. She's like the annoying
Was
cheerleader.
that was one of the friends, like one of Rizzo's friends, right? And the Pink
Yes.
Ladies?
No, she wishes. She has a bigger part in the stage production, but she is in the movie. She has a really long ponytail, and she is just like high energy. She's a cheerleader. It's like maybe like 2 scenes in the movie, and it's a bigger part in the stage version, and it was just very eye opening. I'm like, I don't really I don't hear lyrics very well either, so reading it in the sheet music, like. Wow. All right. We're singing that. Cool. Yeah.
There you go. I love it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, mine was way different, which I think says a lot about me. Mine that was like on loop was Three Ninjas.
Oh yeah.
That was my jam.
Rocky
I love
loves Emily. Rocky loves Emily. Yeah.
I love it.
No, that's fair. But that's good.
Makes sense.
Makes
for
sense
me.
for you. Yeah. Growing up to be an ass kicker and do like Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, it makes sense that you were like, oh yeah, you defend it's Home Alone, but with ninjas.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I always wish that doll like existed. That like the one that lit up when they hit it in like the
Yeah.
certain spots.
That's,
Like,
yeah.
when I started training, I was like, that's what I want.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Classic.
Right?
That's a
Yeah.
classic. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good. All righty. Well, I'm glad that we got that settled. There
Mm-hmm.
we go. Perfect. Grease is the word, everybody.
It is the
Make
word.
sure. Yeah, throw it on for your kids now. See what
Yeah.
they think about it.
There's music. It's fun. It's upbeat.
Yeah, exactly. It's the word. All right. You
I feel
have
like it's kind of like with the TV-esque.
Okay.
Obviously, you have been one of the ladies that play Meekah.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel like Meekah, Blippi, Miss Rachel, all those have like affected parenting now?
Well, it's definitely changed the game for screen time for babies and toddlers. I feel like that was not a thing before. You know, when we were kids, when we were 2 years old, maybe Sesame Street, maybe a little PBS action, but I feel like baby to toddler, that was just not a thing. I'm like, here, watch this video. So that, I'm hoping that it's given some breaks to parents of toddlers and 3-4-year-olds. I do wonder, I don't have the answer, but I do wonder how much parents rely and lean on these shows, because I do, you know, a lot of parents message me or I see them out in the world and they're like, thank you so much. And I get it. And then sometimes I just want to ask, how much am I helping you? Is this like an all day, or is it like my kid's having a breakdown, but they light up when they watch that? You know, it's curious to me. I should do some.
I mean, I've
research.
seen a lot of posts from parents saying that like they owe you, Miss Rachel, Blippi,
Yeah,
like
child
child
support.
support. Yeah, exactly.
Residuals, like where are the checks, you know?
Can I have that, please? I was sending my address. I'm not shy. Here's my Venmo. But I mean, I think it's good that Blippi, Meekah, Miss Rachel, the ones that are educational, that's awesome, because I think it's changing, like Miss Rachel especially, and I can just shout her out every day of my life. She's one of my real, true besties. It's incredible that her show is literally teaching kids how to speak. And the amount of families that are like, my child didn't speak until Miss Rachel. We tried this, that, and the other, and only Miss Rachel worked. And so I'm like, that's pretty incredible. And it's free. You know, you're pulling up a free video on YouTube and your kid is speaking and learning and their brain is growing, you know? So that's pretty amazing.
I love that. Yeah.
There was a transition in our household from like Miss Rachel, because that was like right when she was gaining steam, was when he was in that stage where it was helpful for him, and then transition into you and Blippi. And so, yeah, I feel like that is kind of like the starter. It's like, all right, here you go, Miss Rachel, for like most parents, and apparently Robert De Niro and his kid for some reason. And then transitioning right into Blippi and Meekah makes a lot of sense.
But it's funny because Robin's been talking more about like roller coasters.
Yeah.
And anytime I'm like, okay, well, do you want to try a roller coaster? And he's like, no, I don't like them, just like Meekah. Because of the one episode that Blippi goes on it and you don't.
Can I tell you that I was supposed to go on the roller coaster, and I hate roller coasters, and I always spoke up and said, like, it's okay that Meekah says, I think it's important to see anyone, but especially a grown-up, say, I'm not ready to do that. I'm nervous. And so they let me do that, but it was scripted out that they go on it together, and I was like, no, I hate roller coasters.
Well, I love that.
I'm not doing it for the show. I'm scared. So I love that. That means everything to me.
Well, good for you for speaking up, but yeah, it's funny because and he's only watched that episode a handful of times,
Yeah.
but just remembered like, oh no, Meekah doesn't like them, and I'm not ready for them either, and that's okay. So
Yeah, 'cause I think it's a brave thing for a kid to say, I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
Especially if I grew up going to amusement parks with friends and feeling weird about saying I don't want to do all the big rides. And so now I've kind of, I rethink it. I'm like, actually, that's a like big deal to say to your group of friends. Like, I'm not ready to do that. That kind of freaks me out. I'll hold your bags.
There you go.
Which
is also a vital person.
Yeah, I was that person because I didn't come into roller coasters until I was an adult with you. I think.
We went on before our wedding.
Yeah, right before our wedding. Yeah, we 9 years ago I rode a roller coaster for like the first time as an adult, and
Did you like it?
was just like. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So yeah, now I can get on them.
It was a wooden one, so it wasn't upside down.
Yeah, it was a wooden roller coaster, so it wasn't a whole lot of upside down action going on. So I was like, let's start there, see how it feels. And I was like, okay, I'm cool here. And then I got into some of the loop-de-loops. Like, I'm okay doing them now. But as a kid and teenager, I for sure was just like, nah, I'm not going on that. Do you want to have purses when you're done, or do you not? Like, those are your options. I'm your guy then. So I mean, how about we like curtail the judgment, but let's make sure that all these bags are safe, and I will just mean mug anybody that passes me.
That's right.
But it was also a thing you were saying, like it upset your stomach and everything.
Yeah.
Which now thinking back, a lot of the stuff you've overcome, you've chosen to do at amusement parks.
That is a fact.
I don't know what that means.
That is a fact. We were at Disneyland. Yeah, we were at Disneyland, and I had spent a lot of time in my youth from like, I want to say early teens on until I think we were in like our mid-20s when we were at Disneyland, and I hadn't had seafood. I had like an intolerance to it. Like it would make me sick. And I was like, I'm going to try seafood today at Disneyland. And she's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, if this goes wrong, I'm like, we're in the happiest place on earth. So, I mean, like, what a place to need to get rushed to the medical, which eventually happened to us anyway.
For me.
For you, yeah.
Different time.
Yeah, different time. Yeah, no, we took edibles and went to Disneyland, and we got way too high. And, had to get saved by the medical staff. Yeah, we had to get saved by the medical staff at Disneyland. So, which ultimately just led to us going backstage and taking a nap for 6 hours, which cannot recommend enough. Yes.
They were like,
absolutely.
You can rest here.
Yeah.
They could tell once they saw my eyes, the technician was like, okay.
You're not really dying. You just need some water.
Yeah, you just need water, and y'all just need a nap. I think that. And we took that nap and then got up and rode Indiana Jones. And so everything was fine.
Wow.
So it ended up being fine.
Beautiful ending.
But yeah, no, I get daring apparently at amusement parks. I'm like, let's try and conquer this fear now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Weird thing that I just realized. Like,
go.
oh yeah, a lot of the amusement parks bring that out of you.
Of course.
Face your fear.
Why wouldn't it? Right?
Back to parenting stuff. What, as far as being a mom, what surprised you the most about, I would say, being a mom and then deciding to separate and be a single mom?
Mm-hmm. I came into parenting like pretty cocky, if I'm being honest, because I babysat my whole life. I was a nanny, full-time nanny here in New York City. I was a preschool teacher at the Goddard School. So I was like, I know kids. I got a leg up. Okay. This is going to be fine. And in some ways I did have a little leg up. I did not expect, I'd heard people talk about it, but I didn't expect for my child to be that mirror and show me like how much work I had to do and the memories that unlock and stuff that comes up, that bubbles up, that I'm like, wait, I thought I deleted that from my brain, or I thought I had worked through that. I didn't expect the amount of self-work and therapy and self-help books. Like I didn't think I'd be on this big journey of, oh yeah, I got some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for reminding me, innocent child.
Yeah, it triggers like the healing journey in you because I feel like we've always like been trying to work on ourselves.
Oh,
But
Yeah,
I
of
totally.
would
course.
definitely say since our son was born, it's been like all the way in and fast paced.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
And
would say that
nonstop.
you'd say that based off of the look you gave me while she was talking, like because you don't know the side eye that I just got from her, where it's just like,
I felt the
yeah, it's
heat.
the fact that they're a mirror and they reflect who you are. She's like,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I'm gonna need you to
I
check
am
the tone
fully
of your
aware when
eyes.
she comes out, you were gonna give me the side eye right back, and she's gonna be my little mirror for sure. But
Oh
in the
yeah.
meantime,
I mean, yeah, because I mean, it makes sense that he's my little mirror because I mean, like, I'm a Sagittarius, he's a Sagittarius. So, I mean, like, and she is a Virgo, and they're year of the snake, and that is a Virgo year of the snake cooking in her right now.
Whoa.
So, it's like we're going to just have a pair of mini us's running around. But that is
Yeah.
100% true. You
It's pretty
do,
heavy.
it is. The reflective mirror is a real tangible thing about parenting that nobody really tells you is like, oh yeah, that's a little you, and there are going to be things that they do that are very much you, and you're not going to know why you feel so triggered
Yes,
by
that's
it.
yes, and that I didn't expect that at all. I thought all focus would be on parenting this child and not so much parenting myself. I was like, I'm good. I've done all the work. Ba, 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 ba. Then I'm like, now you, child. And I was like, dang it, back to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm tired.
I
But
think no matter what age you decide to have kids, you're growing up with them. Like no
absolutely,
matter when you start. And
I
so,
agree.
yeah, I think that's so true that it brings out so much in you. And you see like your reactions and how they react and you're like, "Damn it. Okay. Well,
Hmm.
I guess I got to work on that too, especially cuz we're realizing now with 3, we're the ones modeling everything for him.
Hmm.
And right now, like we're homeschooling for preschool and everything, so it's like it's super on us to model those things. So
Oh
yeah.
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 But I mean, even yesterday, him and I had to have a conversation because he was having a rough day, which we're very lucky. He doesn't have a lot of rough days. He's a pretty amazing kid. But yesterday he was having a rough day, and my wife being the true superstar she is, while I was taking one of my many bathroom breaks I take throughout the span of the day, which is where like Dada's just gone. Yep,
Mhm.
I'll be
He's
back,
in
man.
his office.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I'm getting work done. I'm sending out emails, and I came back, and she's like, "There's you need to have a conversation with your son about something." I was like, "Why?" And he had said that he doesn't like how angry he gets about messes, and I was like, "Oh, kiddo, same." Like, because I have pretty bad OCD. And so I was like, all right, well, let's talk about it, man. And we sat down and we had a good conversation about, Dada doesn't like it either. I don't like getting mad at messes too. So how about we try together? Like, if you see me getting a little short or hot and bothered as far as like angry at a mess happening, or I start to get a little panicky, can you remind me to like take a deep breath, or let's like take a minute and then see what we can do to come at this a better way? And I'll do it with you too. If I see that you're getting upset at a mess, we'll just try and point it out and say that's no big deal and we can clean it up. And he's like, okay, yeah, we'll try and do that together. So we had a good conversation. And then this morning he spilled his orange juice.
Mhm.
And sure enough, I was like, hey, that's a mess, but is it forever? No. Okay. Well, I think we can clean it up, and let's
Mhm.
get the paper towels. Let's clean it up together, man. We got it. Put your hand like this and let's do it. So yeah, no, that is a thing that I'm like, oh man, yeah, because I think it's because when he threw up in the car when it was just me and him, and I had a full blown panic attack because like just puke and it being everywhere in the
Yeah.
car, in the car seat, and on him.
Car is
And
like the worst place for that to happen. It's not an easy.
oh yeah, that is the worst place for it to happen, and it happened, and so I'm just panicking, and he's like, stop crying, and I'm like, I'm trying, like, and so I think
Buddy.
just from that,
Yeah.
it's been a hard road, but I mean, hey, we got a first step in the correcting the pattern,
For sure.
Yeah.
but yeah, you're right, it is a reflective mirror. Was there something that you were surprised about that you had to work on inversely together, or was there anything like that with you and your son?
Yeah, there's a few things. I'm trying to think. Well, I was going to ask you, uh,
Yeah.
because I do this, do you find that you overcompensate for like things you didn't get as a child emotionally? Do you like really lay it on thick? Like, for example, I grew up in not a very like touchy feely or even saying I love you a lot. Like there was, I definitely knew I was loved. I had a great childhood, but we just were not like huggers, no kiss on the cheek, no like love you before you go to bed, none of that. But
Wow.
with my child, it's like 1,000 times. I can't stop saying it. And I asked him one day, I was like, do you ever get annoyed when I say I love you like all day long? Because it's all day. And he's like, sometimes. And I was like, oh. But I'm like, oh, Kaitlin, you're overcompensating because you needed that. Like you craved that validation of like that verbal affirmation or whatever, saying like, or yeah, words of affirmation. And so I really lay it on my kid, even though he doesn't need it that much as I'm giving it to him. So finding like the balance, like what's good for you, my son, and what's good for me, and not overcompensating and like smothering him when he's like, girl, you said it 500 times today. Enough.
Yeah.
He's like, I need some space, Mom. Like,
Well, I think that's what we mentioned last podcast of like we try and parent our kids the way we wish that we had it and not necessarily like what they need. But in that, I mean, I do that with my son, absolutely. But I think a large part for me, and this isn't a dig at Miles, but just my childhood, my dad left when I was born. My mom had an abusive ex, and then my stepdad came into the picture, and he's been great, but just not an affectionate person like that.
Yeah.
And so this was like one of the first like boys that are in my life that it feels like an unconditional love.
Yeah.
And so it does tug at the heartstrings in a lot of different ways, and you're just like, don't leave because I love you so much. And so it brings that out of you.
Brings your stuff up.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I am one of growing up in a household where there was like a lot of yelling, and so I try not to. I think we could probably count on one hands, maybe two. Or one hand for those of you who speak English. One hand.
Maybe.
Yeah, right. Maybe two. The times that I've yelled at them and the times that I have yelled at them, the path to the quickest apology.
Right.
I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean to do that. This is just what I'm feeling right now. And like, hey, it seems like this is what brought this situation up. Maybe in the future we could try and take these actions, and I'll do better in that capacity, and then we can try and have a little bit more grace in the situations. Because that was just not a thing that I was around, where it was just kind of like anger, the argument happens, silent treatment for a few days, and then we just pretend that nothing happened. And I guess the first joke that comes out from somebody, you're like, oh, I guess we're good. Okay, we're in the clear, groovy, awesome. So I try very much so to overcome. We've even said as much to certain parents, like when they've or certain friends who've watched them, and he was like, he was saying that you guys don't yell at him, and we're like, we don't, and they're like, oh, like a weird look, and we're just like, I mean, we really, it's super few and far between, and when we do, we acknowledge that as like not how we wanted to act in the situation. Because I mean, she says it to me all the time, like, how are you going to teach him not to yell and to be nice by like yelling and not being nice?
Yeah. It's like hitting or spanking when you're like, don't hit your brother, smack, and you're like, well, you just hit me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think he's one of the few. Oh,
no, go ahead. No, you.
I was gonna say, I think he's one of the few 3-year-olds I've met that like after something, he's like, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And like he does, he'll sit in one of our laps and look at us and wants to talk about whatever happened and how he's feeling. And so I love that that's been instilled so early. Because,
he once he can come to a place where he's calm, he's just like, I want to talk about it, and we're like, let's go, man. We're gonna have this full house moment. Let's do it.
Yeah, our generation. I'm excited for our kids because they do seem like very comfortable in their feelings. They're emotionally intelligent. They're emotionally articulate. Like, it's really exciting to see these littles have moments like that like, hey, can I talk about it?
Yeah.
Or, hey, I'm really frustrated. Or if Everett's like, when you said that earlier, that hurt my feelings. And I'm like, oh, thank you for telling me that. I would have never said that to an adult. I would have never been like, hey, you hurt my feelings. I would have just been, sad by myself or angry or lashed out or, So it's cool. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there's a special type of growth of when your kids do, say something like that, and like the accountability factor and the just like, okay, no, let's actually talk about it, instead of where I feel like our generation, it was like, well, get over it, toughen up. And so
Too bad.
the world's a hard place.
Yeah.
So.
I'm the parent. Like, you do what I say. The end. Whatever.
Yeah. Because like I think I wrote a paper in 5th grade about how I hated when parents say because I said so. And it was just like a whole long paper. It was like 2 or 3 pages in 5th grade about like, because is the start of an answer. It's not the completion of one. So it leaves more to be desired. And like, I think my teacher read it to the class. They're like, I just thought this was too funny to pass up. So let's go ahead and put this out.
Is that why you won't watch the movie with me? Because I said so? It's triggering
for
you?
The movie because I said so. Yeah, it's triggering for me because I can't do it. It's just triggering for me because for sure. So
that's a shame.
It is.
One day. I'll just put it on. You'll be like, well, what's she doing? It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just watch.
Why are we watching this? Because I said so.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Where were we going? So you've been open about it's hard for me to like read out LGBTQ plus, and it is literally just because of your bit. And now I never know how many things are in there.
Yeah, I mean,
so you ruined it.
I still say, whenever I say it, LGBTQIA Disney Plus, I still say it because of that reasoning. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I say Disney Plus at the end, and that helps me remember it, because having a full word helps you commit the first letters to memory, and it offers a break in the action so you could actually assign the plus to something.
You're right.
Off of my soapbox.
I'm with you.
But yeah, so I'm always in my head of like, is that all the right thing?
You're welcome.
So being a member of the community, how has that shaped like your parenting journey, and has it had like any extra questions as far as like family structure from your son?
Yeah, there have been a few times, not as much as I thought. I live in New York City, and I always thought my kid would be exposed to all different kinds of families, diversity. Like, it's New York City. This is the best place to be a queer lady with a child. But he, until recently, and he's 7, had never seen a family that looked like his. And I found like a couple of kids' books when he was really little, with like 2 moms. But once he was in school, and again, it's so weird to me. I guess I'm a little naive. All of the families in our lives, all his friends, it's all 1 mom, 1 dad, 2 kids. All of them. Oh. No only children, no queer parents until this year. One of the kids in his class, his mom and dad were separated. His mom has a girlfriend now, and he's also bouncing between 2 houses like Everett does. But not until now. And I'm like, that is so surprising to me, like living in a really diverse city. Anyway, there are a few times Everett has, said like, oh, I wish I had a dad, or why don't I have a dad? And that's hard to hear because I'm just like, sorry. It ain't going to happen. It's literally never going to happen that you have a father. But usually I just, give him examples of other family structures and how every family is different. But the thing that every family has in common is the love and support of one another. And I grew up, the first 5 years of my life, I grew up in my grandparents' house with my mom. It's my mom, my grandma, my grandpa. And I loved that family unit. When my mom married my dad, I was like, what is this? A mom and dad? Weird. So it is interesting. But he only said that a few times where he's like, where's the dad though? But now he's like good, he's like comfortable in his skin and our family unit. And I've heard his friends ask him like, why don't you have a dad? And I don't interfere. I like I want to see how it's played out. And he's usually just like, oh, I have 2 moms instead. And then the kids are like, oh, okay. Because, there's just zero judgment with these kids unless the parents intervene. Yeah. But
I mean, yeah, the kids are so much more cool and accepting of things. And I think as adults, we overthink the like, oh, how am I going to have this talk with them? And 9.9 times out of 10, it's like, oh, this is what's going on. This is what happens. Here you go. And they're like, okay. And they just kind of go about their life. They just shake it off so quick. So it's more of a big deal to us than it is to them, I feel like.
Oh my God. The parents that sweat when their child asks Everett or asks me, why doesn't Everett have a dad? And the parent is like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's a fair question. Yeah. It's a curious kid that's like, why doesn't his family look like mine? Yeah. And the parents are sweating and the kids are fine. And Everett's like, because I don't. Every family's different. I have 2 moms. And they're like, oh, that's cool. The end. But the parents are panicking.
Yeah, I mean, I think we go over it all the time of like so much of the judgment aspect is learned and even, not to the same degree, but we have a 3-legged dog and our son still forgets that he only has 3 legs because he just doesn't see differences.
We had to tell him a couple of weeks ago. Like, I mean, you're just like, oh yeah, Taz has got 3 legs. And he's like, he does? And we're like, you literally live with him, homie. Like,
what? That's crazy. That is so funny. I recently told Everett because I had him through IVF. So we used a donor, and Everett was bringing up like how, what do you need to make a baby? And I was saying, well, like we really wanted a baby, but with 2 women like me and Mama, we could not make a baby together. And then I don't know why I said this. This was not a prepared speech. It just flew out of my mouth. And then I was like, what a weird, why did you say that? I said, so you need a woman. And I said, I needed a man to get his ingredients. And he was just like, and I'm like, because when you when you get the ingredients, I was just like, why am I making this a recipe? Oh well, I'll go with it. So like I had to get ingredients somewhere, so I had to find a dude. So I'm like, I went to a special doctor. I'm like, I wanted to have a baby so bad. I wanted to be a mom so bad. So he got the right ingredients, and you grew inside my belly, and blah 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 blah. And I'm waiting for him to be like, who's this man? Who is he? And he was just like, okay. Moved on with his life. A few days later, he's like, you know how you the guy that gave you his ingredients? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I wonder if he's Irish because I have red hair. And I'm like, okay. He's obsessed with Ireland. But anyway, it was just funny that he's like, you know the guy? You got his ingredients? I'm like, totally. He's like, just wondering if he's Irish. And then he just like went on and played with whatever. But I'm like, life
and I'm
is
sure
so
that's
funny.
not going to be the last time he asks you about
and I'm sure when he's older and it really clicks, like, hold on. Someone else was like part of this making. Then I know those conversations will happen. But 7-year-old Everett is just like, cool. Do.
Yeah, they don't. It's not as big of a deal to them at that age. But I also love the concept of it being ingredients like you were at Trader Joe's.
Exactly.
And
like, what
just
in the
like,
world?
oh, Irish spice. This will work.
Exactly.
Okay.
I went shopping. I was like, what kind of
I mean, if
kid
it was
do I
Trader
want?
Joe's, you could have been like, it's Joe. It was from Joe.
Right? So weird.
Just trading ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that.
Oh, yeah. Ingredients.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's so interesting, like you said, that like it's not that big of a deal. But even like one of our friends, she's been a surrogate for like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And she also has kids of her own, but also like just her explaining to them, what was it, like her daughter went to school and was like, my mommy's pregnant, but we're not gonna keep it or something like that. And it just came off.
Don't worry, we're not keeping it.
But just because she was trying to understand like being a surrogate, but like, yeah, there's a baby in there, but it's not gonna stay here. And so, yeah, that was a whole like different ball game. But yeah, there are like
Yeah.
weird questions that you
Yeah.
have to find the answers to. And but yeah, kids will tell everybody.
Absolutely,
So
Yeah.
absolutely. They'll find the way to do it, in not as tactful of words. And
mhm.
Mhm.
so, but yeah, it really just become an adult's game as far as like background explanation, a little bit more pressing and reasoning, and then ultimately judgment. Because yeah, the kids are just like, all right, I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna keep doing about
It
my
doesn't
life.
affect them at all. Like Everett's
No.
friends aren't like, wow, weirdo. Two moms, weird. They're just like, I
Yeah.
like Everett.
There you go. That's all
The
that
end.
matters.
Yeah.
And that's how it should all be.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like last question, we did listen to your interview on How Does She Do It All, which makes sense that you were on it because you do so many things.
You do.
But there was a funny thing that you were discussing that I know Miles has encountered, not on the same level,
What's
about
that?
how people are like, oh, well, you're in the entertainment industry, you're on a show, you have a doll. That must mean you
Oh.
have a private jet and you have all these things.
Yeah.
And people don't understand the hustle that it takes to be in the entertainment industry. And you were even saying like Meekah wasn't a full-time thing and there were still all these other things going on. And so I
Yeah.
thought it was nice to like hear about that and then also loving your assistant Linda.
Wait,
And
actually,
Oh yeah.
1 second. She's gonna love this. Linda, no, I'm doing the podcast. They just brought you up. They did. No, you can stay. Now shut the door.
Hi, Linda.
Did you hear? Oh my God, she's very shy, very like introverted.
We get it. We
You're
get it.
good. You're good. I love her though. Lifesaver.
Linda, honey.
Linda.
rest.
One day I'll get to pay her, and that's gonna feel really good on both ends. Yes, the Meekah thing. Everyone assumed, because if you are watching Meekah videos and you're seeing there's hundreds of videos on YouTube and Netflix and all the places, I think it makes sense that people assume it's a full-time job when it's like, damn, like she must be always filming. And I've had actor friends that are like, congrats, girl, like you made it. Wow. And I'm like, what? I'm just getting started. I'm exhausted. I have 8 jobs. And I would film like every few months. And sometimes, no joke, I would kind of forget about it until the company would be like, hey, can you hold these dates? I'm like, oh my God. Oh yeah, Meekah. Oh my God. Because my kid wasn't watching Blippi Meekah. Like he watched Blippi for like a second when I first got the job. But he wasn't like one of those Blippi kids. He didn't ask for it. He just didn't really watch it. And so it's not on my radar. And it was before I did Cameo, so I wasn't getting, requests from little Meekah fans. And I would just I'm like a little out of sight, out of mind. So yeah, it was a weird job, and people assume that I'm like rich and famous. And I'm like, I'm famous to parents and not even close to rich. And I hope one day, oh no, I'm going to manifest it now. One day I will be so rich and I'll say, finally, guys, we've made it. But
Right?
today I can't say that. I can't say that at all.
Well, and you spoke to like not filming as often and people just thinking like it's a full-time thing. And like I'm looking at it from like a routing perspective because I mean, as a comic, I travel around the country and it's all about your routing. It's like, all right, we're gonna do a cluster here, we're gonna do a little cluster over there. And so for you, I totally imagine it's just like, all right, we're gonna hit like a few days where we're just gonna go like all the Northern California kids museums and everything, and like we've taken him on little mini tours with us, been like, oh well, Libby and Meekah came to this one, so we're going to this children's museum.
That's
Like
cool.
we have to, but yeah, I mean, I think when you're in the industry, you see how obvious we're just like, oh yeah, like a scheduling thing. Like, I mean, they're clearly hitting all those, spacing it out and everything like that. But I mean, yeah, people, I think they see that you've gotten to a certain status, and to them, any notoriety in the public's eye, they're just like, oh man, like I was peeping your net worth. And it's just like, you need to understand how much of a lie net worth is.
And also a lot of the numbers on the internet, it's like maybe the production company is making that much money because they're going to make millions off of YouTube videos. I don't see that money. I'm a hired actor. Like I'm getting paid, by the day, but I think that's where a lot of the big numbers come from. But I'm like, that doesn't belong to me. That's the production company's net worth. My net worth is not, no. And it's hard too, because I've even had people reach out to me to donate and support things that I really wish I could. And I'm like, I'll do a $20 donation anonymously. I'll do what I can. But I wish I could be like, let me help you. Let me just throw $10,000 at you today. And one day I will. Again, manifesting, one day I will. But it has been interesting to see how other people see me as like this, and not saying I don't want it to sound like I'm not grateful or I don't think that I'm successful. Like I'm very proud of all the work that I've done in kids TV. It does mess with me sometimes when I'm like really struggling and crunching numbers, and then people are like, girl, congrats on Netflix, that's an amazing contract. And I'm like, I'm on Netflix?
Right.
I didn't even know. Just recently someone said, you're on HBO. And she was like, congrats. And I'm like, they put Meekah stuff on HBO? And she sent me like a screenshot. And I'm like, I had no idea. That's like not how it works.
It's not. I think we just we equate success, especially in America, to like a dollar amount. Like it gets so easy to overlook. My wife is constantly in my ear about like, dude, look what you've done. Like, I mean, this is like no small feat. And also like, we're still here. Like how many comics do you know burned down their family life at the altar of success and are on a second marriage and the kids don't talk to them? And I'm like, almost only exclusively those comics. So the fact that like, being where you're at and then having done the things you've done, it's just like, feel free to give yourself as much of a pat on the back as you can, because in other people's eyes, absolutely. I think that's been the coolest thing though about like following you on social media, which I mean, like if you're listening, watching, you have to follow her on social media. Like, cause I mean, you're hilarious and like just a delight to see on social media, but it's so cool just seeing the person behind the character, and it adds such a human quality that I feel like is so important for people to see, where because they get this image in their head of what it means to be this character in quote unquote today's world in this country, and it's just like it's often not that. So seeing you and the parenting tips, the characters, the impression of Mel being a funny passive thing, but a little peek into just like that's what you're watching, like that's what you're binging, you're into that, and to have enough behind that to put that out online speaks a lot to it. Miss Rachel, that's another good one to follow online, because she is just white knuckling it right now about like all these articles that are like, oh well, so and so said that they don't watch Miss Rachel. She's like, how about you cover the shit I said about Gaza, bitch? Like, and I'm like, go girl, get in there, Rachel. Like, take the gloves off and your earrings, I will hold them, girl. Like, and then inversely, one of the actors that plays Blippi, when you shared the joke that I did about Meekah, he started following me as well, so I started following him back, and seeing him thirst trap for middle-aged moms,
right?
Amazing. I love your daughter, and then finding out that was a Gilmore Girls sound clip, because my wife loves Gilmore Girls, and so I'm just like, oh man, like just it's such a fun peek behind the curtain. But I also think conversely very important, like
I think so
to show people there's a human behind this character, and it's not what you think it is. And to that effect, when people can show support in any capacity by doing whatever that means, I think is a huge thing.
And being able to be relatable too, especially when I'm making content for kids. I think there's a little more trust if you know, oh wait, she's a mom. It's like what's the TikTok audio from Love Island? Like, I'm a mommy. Mamacita. You know that audio? It's like, why haven't I done a video like that yet? Wow. So big.
There we go.
Guys. Mel's
That's
really
coming next.
But yeah, I think that's important too. It's just showing like, I'm a mommy. And I remember I posted a TikTok a long time ago, like doing a dance, like going out the door to the laundromat, and I had like an oversized laundry bag on my back. I thought it was like funny. And so many people were like, this is ridiculous. You are Meekah. You should not be going to the laundromat. Blippi, pay her more. Blippi. And like tagging Stephen John. And I'm like, he doesn't pay me, first of all. You think he's like getting out his wallet and he's like, for episode 1, for episode 2. And I'm like, number 2, like I live in New York. Who has a washer and dryer here? I don't have that kind of money to live in like a luxury apartment with washer and dryer. Like it just totally took a turn. I thought it'd be like, cute, ha. But people were like, this is ridiculous.
That being said, I was a huge fan. What was it? The oversized pants video that you did of like you in the oversized pants and all the different things you could do in it. And like, what was it? Like I could just pee in it or something. And
oh my God. Oh yeah.
Like I have so many accidents in this.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I gotta bring those out. Yeah. Those are good pants. Great travel pants. Yeah, I was like, wait, which pants? Yeah, I got to bring those back out.
Yeah, but you never know. But to like piggyback on, I feel like the entertainment, but also from a single mom perspective, because there was a good chunk where my mom was a single mom. I think what I remind him too of just, if you weren't to have looked at your bank account or opened a bill today, would today have been a great day? Like all of those things aside, everything else that you did today, would today still be a great day? Yeah. And that's what you hold on to, because I think it's so easy to reflect on what your dollar amount is in your bank account or debt or whatever, and that is what you identify with. But it's like there's so many other great things you're doing throughout the day and with your kids that's what you should hold on to. So
yeah, that's a great reminder.
She's a smart cookie, this lady. She really.
Good job.
Oh yeah, I found the best one wholeheartedly. Absolutely. Well, Kaitlin, we really do thank you for joining us. Is there anything you would like to promote to our audience or shout out as far as like how they can find you online, or any cool things that you got coming up that you want to promote?
I have some cool things coming out that I'm flipping through. Because I'm like, is there anything I can actually say? Because some stuff I cannot say yet.
For sure.
Some really fun, exciting voiceover stuff happening soon on some well-known series. Okay, I'll say that. Okay. My one-woman show that I wrote for the stage, and I do talk about Grease in it, by the way.
And Rosie O'Donnell, do you not?
That's right. Yes, I do. Great memory. I'm hoping to do the entire thing in New York the end of the year, and then I'd love to tour it, travel around with it. So I'll be posting stuff on my social media about that. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Cameo, all the things. Cameo is that's like my part-time job right now. It's been so lovely to make these videos for kids. I didn't think I would like it as much as I have. So.
You made our son like the best cameo, and for his birthday last year, and he lost his mind. Like, oh yeah, he absolutely lost his mind. So y'all, like, if it ain't for your kids, it could be for you or someone you care about.
I do a lot for moms and a lot for dads, and those messages make me like. It'll be like, will you remind my wife how amazing she is? I want her to, and I'm like, I will. Just give me a second. Like, it's so sweet. It's so sweet. Yeah.
I love it.
So y'all need to find her
on
Cameo.
Cameo. Do all of it.
All of it. Do all the things. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And sound off in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. This has been the Two Tired Parents Podcast. I'm Miles Weber.
I'm Heather Weber.
And we will see y'all next time.